All right, second video for APUSH. We just did CWA. Next you have SEC. So you see SEC is the only one I have underlined on this screen. This is the one you want to be aware of, not the football SEC or the sports one. Different SEC. Securities and Exchange Commission. The Securities and Exchange Commission still exists today too. What's the security? Nope. It's another name for, it ties into money. It's a type of way you do with your money. Securities are another name given to like bonds and stocks. Okay, so that tells you regulates what then? So look at its name, Securities and Exchange Commission. So you're regulating the securities, the stocks and bonds themselves, and the place they get exchanged. Hence the what? The market, right? I'm doing all this because I want you, whenever you have to know all these programs, see the name, identify what they are, right? So if you want to give it an overall definition, the overall job of the SEC then and now is to regulate the market, regulate the stock market, stocks and bonds market. It regulates the stocks and bonds market. That's its overall job. It also puts a lot of strict limits on how people trade. So we don't have another buy on the margin scenario or speculation problems like we had in the crash. So it puts more strict limitations on trading to prevent speculation or buy on the margin problems. So it puts stricter limits on various types of trading to prevent speculation and buy on the margin. The SEC also forces companies that trade on the market to give reports of their financial earnings and spending every quarter. So every 4 months, if you have stock in the company, they have to give you a report on earnings every 3 months. So that way there's complete visibility, right? There's no hiding what they're doing. There's no shady business going down, right? So that's the job of the SEC. You have the Federal Housing Administration, the FHA. This one also still exists. If you ever go get a mortgage from a bank, you're going to sign paperwork from the FHA. This gives construction and homeowners a boost by insuring bank loans for building new houses and repairing old ones. So this gives construction and homeowners a boost by insuring bank loans for building new homes and repairing old ones. So the Federal Housing Administration gave construction and homeowners a boost by insuring bank loans for building new homes and repairing old ones. It's one of the reasons why you still sign the FHA work today. Like whenever you get a loan from the bank, what do for your loan? They help insure it, right? They also are making sure that people can get access to cheaper loans as well as like repairing and maintenance loans as well too. So if you don't want to buy a new house but you want to like fix your house up, you can get loans as well with FHA.
Is the Federal Securities Act another name for the?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is the same thing that you saw yesterday with the Glass-Steagall Act. The only thing you really need to know is SEC, but there's an act that creates the SEC, which is the Federal Securities Act. I'm not going to test you on it by itself. If you ever see this, it's going to be tied into this. Just be aware that kind of like Glass-Steagall makes the FDIC, the Federal Securities Act makes the SEC. That's it. But I'm not going to test you on it directly. I tend to forget about it because it's not really something we ever see. So. The last thing is the gold standard. One of the big issues that FDR has is that we're still so attached to the gold standard, meaning that our money can't have any kind of inflation issues because it's all attached to that solid currency. But in a time where we need to make more money and produce more money, they wanted to come off that system. So FDR, not 100%, but he begins this process of moving us off of the gold standard. So in the 1930s, we began to transition off the gold standard with FDR, and he's going to have more authority to determine basically the value of gold himself, or like the government will have more authority to determine the value of gold to help it change the prices. So there's going to be a big change in like the gold standard where we come off of it, not 100%. We don't become 100% off the gold standard until the 1970s with Nixon. But we do begin this process of coming off the gold standard here in the 30s with FDR. Slowly but surely. All right. Questions about any of this? Everybody's good? All right. So that's your first New Deal. Here's some cartoons that show you like responses. How do you feel like most Americans receive the New Deal? Most regular Americans liked it or hated it? They like it, right? Because it's trying to do what?
Trying to help them out.
And it's trying to restore confidence, right? Trying to help them, make them better, try to improve the quality of life. So you see a lot of positive responses from most people. Like over here, you have New Deal programs listed as a winning hand. Here you have a farmer scaring off a bank guy because he's got FDR's program. Here you have this alphabet soup dancing around FDR. But that's a nickname. I don't think I've said this yet, but all these programs, because they all have acronyms, WPA and PWA and CWA and CCC and AAA, they're a lot of times called alphabet soup. And so here you see all the kids dancing around him like they're his children. Over here you see Uncle Sam is sick. And so FDR gives him all these bottles with all the different labels and says, you know, hopefully one of these gets the job done, basically, for Uncle Sam. And over here you have Uncle Sam with little FDR. Looks like the video killed off. Hang on a second.